Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. As well on the south side as the gray... Is it Tabitha? Yes it is. I always get Tabitha's and Penny's profile pictures sometimes mixed up. We have EvilAnge. As well on the north side as the green Greyfield got underscore MWM underscore. Of course, Greyfield has been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, does offer a reduced boarding cost, has 3 rays, 30, 60, 60, and offer all units plus 10. Naval units get additional 10% and 40% defense, also seaplanes and battlecopters, so he's probably going to load himself to a battlecopter. When it comes to his power and superpower, or just superpower I should say, you can also deploy unwitting units from temporary airports and seaports as primary big buff. Tabitha is still largely the same, standard boarding cost 0 rays, 30, 60, 60, and provides all units with her very small radius plus 60 plus 60, and of course she gets Stern's Meteor as a superpower. This map is a 3-base map. It has a strong side, weak side mechanic. One side has 2 bases, the other side has 1 base. Also an airport in the corner surrounded by superheated plasma. Couple more bikes, of course, to deploy on the field. And we do have a recon deployed by Greyfield. And there appears to be no natural temporary airports in this map for Greyfield to make those advantages. Tabitha's going to be loading or catching up the central comm or southern comm tower. Tabitha does have a bit of design philosophy or more or less a differences when it comes to her CO zone, to say the least. There's a bit of an evolution. Initially, she's just more of an assassin character. You want to try to have her pick off 3 units to get her +1 CO zone. Then at that point in time, she becomes a wall break, because then she can support her nearby units to also have absurdly good firepower. It'll punch through a wall quite easily. And if anything still remains after punching through the wall, then she can annihilate everything around that created the wall with a meteor strike via the Firestorm rockets. Greyfield has gone for an early rig. We may see a forward temporary airport. He's not needed. He is going to push forward a mech and then pull. Wait. His superpower can also. He also can place down his temporary seaport, and so his superpower could give him a forward battleship. Which, as static replacements, battleships are actually not that great compared to previous Advanced Wars, because battleships had actually 1 range removed in exchange for the ability to move and shoot in the same turn. So they're actually worse as static replacements compared to other games. Because let's be frank, they are excellent ships now. Another tank, and Greyfield may seal himself in this tank here. He does provide himself the standard +10/+10, though when it comes to battlecopters, he can get Wayland level defense. And here, tank. Another medium tank deployed on the field by Warfield. He has himself into a regular tank. And sometimes we may see this rig start deploying on a temporary airport relatively soon. Right there behind that city may not be a half-bad spot. We do have a chain of mechs deployed by Greyfield on his strong side. Tabitha has gone for a large number of bikes on her strong side as well as her tank. Interior and tank push way forward now. Greyfield gets some damage done. His CO zone is quite large, so it's easy to charge up. It's not as spectacular as CO power. At least not I've seen. And he's trying to put out temporary airport. Don't know if it's too far forward or what. I think it'd be a good idea from high for battle copter this turn. Triple tanks now pulled in field. Greyfield's command tank gets hit pretty hard there, but light won't go down. Not enough nearby infantry units to machine gun it. Greyfield right now has 36 energy, and there's a lot of targets in front of him. He could get a seal power charge this turn. There's a lot of targets in front of him. Of course, he can fully deploy out that temporary airport, and then apply his power next turn, and go for ambush spawn seaplanes. Because they can be deployed out at an unweighted status. Means you can deploy out multiple seaplanes, so he could, if he's going to get, he has a superpower now. Pull back his tank, does merge there, that's perfectly fine. Tabitha's tank there is locked down. Temporary airport is one field. I'd say skimp out spending, go over 2 seaplanes next turn. Just go triple infantry. Mech, APC, or rig, and bike. He has 23,000 income, so he can afford 2 seaplanes next turn. And these seaplanes, of course, have 50% defense on their first turn. It's been a very long time since the last cast game of a seaplane. Greyfield's probably the only COs you'll probably see a seaplane for in view, because aircraft carriers are still pretty expensive, though very fun in single player. And let's see what Greyfield's CO power looks like. Or he's not going for CO power just yet. Let's strike the 8 here. And here comes the power, or superpower. Of course, he gets more supply on the rig as well, so he can pull out more. I was expecting seaplanes, but that's a bomber. Ambush spawn bomber with plus 50% defense. Oh wait, no, he doesn't get additional defense on bombers, just the 10% global. There's a seaplane. Now the seaplane has plus 50% defense because it's a naval unit. I was expecting a double seaplane. I was not expecting the bomber. And there's a lack of proper 8 here now in the field. There's 2 in the back line. The seaplane will have to stay close to the temporary airports and rigs, but everything else, the bomber could just go flying around, go back to the temporary airport, get repaired, and of course resupplied. Anti-air full fighter. Seaplanes can engage the fighter if I remember correctly. Don't know how effective though. Seaplanes is the most versatile unit in the game. The only thing you can't hit is submarines, submerged submarines. And bomber falls back. So does the seaplane. Seaplane does have to stick around the rigs. It has very little natural fuel and ammo. And it's sort of funny as well. It's called a seaplane, but it clearly has an A-10 Thunderbolt 2 Pixar. But then again, this game's not exactly known for Advanced Warfare is not known for excellent or realistic sort of model artwork. Oh well, A-10 is still an excellent unit or excellent aircraft. Fighter now pulled in the field. Tabitha could have deployed a Duster and load herself up to a Duster if she wants to skimp on the fighter. Then again, Duster's not exactly, CO Duster's not exactly cheap. Sacks the recon there. He's an infantry there. Sacks another infantry there. It's good hit there. And Greyfield is really on a roll. And does end his turn next to the rig to resupply it. Of course, you do have the fighter in the region. The fighter, of course, has excellent mobility. Should be able to perhaps break through the 8 rig to get access to one of those units. Probably has to focus on the seaplane first. But then again, it also, the seaplane does have excellent defense. Tabitha's turn. Getting some scratches in the front line. Medium tank strikes medium tank. Fighter lurking around. Just staying out of range of... actually got in range of the seaplane. Don't know if that's a great idea. Maybe he's just trying to bait it. Into your tank. Another superpower, and he has 4,000 funds. That could be a double ambush spawn bomber. No, he's going for battlecopters. Another battlecopter there. Proxy temporary airports. Greyfield. Greyfield got a pretty sizable buff. And this is a game you just not should be able to proxy stuff, but we got multiple proxy battlecopters turn. In fact, he is Greyfield's winning the weak side. This is supposed to be his weak side. Ambush spawn 3's battlecopters. Fighter does hit the bomber. Of course, that additional 10% defense this turn. Yeah. You can spell battle coppers is something that Sensei can't even do. Even task a bomber to strike the base. Seaplane knocks it out. Does start capturing the base there. Yeah, I think Tabitha's done for. She has half the value and she's losing a whole flank. While Greyfield has enough to protect the other flank. Tank. Goes for Duster. No, I actually don't know who wins a fight between the Seaplane and Duster. Does the Tabitha just going to charge the flank over here? If she somehow gets her superpower, then she can nuke the entire formation, but now one of the bases have been captured, and the other bases will be next. Merge the battlecopters. Medium tank. Right now he does have 30,000 income versus 22,000. Yeah, I think it does go from Tabitha does go from medium tank and battlecopter. I think honestly anti-tank duster maybe a little bit better idea. So she may not be able to afford that. Greyfield has enough for no superpower. Don't see any temporary airports over here. But you can save us money to get out another wave of battlecopters. Tank in here. Oh, there's a temporary airport right there. And now here comes Greyfield, so gonna have some more fun with his superpower likely. Oh, no superpower this turn. Yeah, even the airport is locked, the southwest one. Yeah, the missile. Yeah, I think at this point, like, I think Tabitha is just got crushed. She almost just got crushed by Greyfield's power. He got a charge very quickly. An ambush spawn bomber is something you never want to hear ever in your life. Greyfield should save us money this turn and just go for triple ambush bomber. I'm starting to laugh maniacally. Anti-air tank. Tabitha couldn't even spend all of her money. Oh, decides to occupy the temporary airport. And it goes for the missile. I'm pretty sure that missile's an ambush spotting range of a bomber right there. Time to capture. Pops the superpower. Seaplane strikes the missile. Oh, there's also another temporary airport there. There's a battlecopter, of course. There's a battlecopter, of course. There's a bomber, of course. Temporary airport in the lower middle first, and black plan. Oh yeah, Greyfield definitely got a massive buff in Tiny Wars, that's for sure. Maybe it would be a good idea not to do ambush spawned aircraft. Let's be frank, it can be really trolly. I don't think I've ever heard a Greyfield's music CO theme ever played for so long. Either way, this is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.